Hello, everyone. I'm Darlene Corbett, the UnStuck expert. For those of you who love history like me, especially ancient history, although I love all history, but during the ancient Roman times, there were two subdivisions of the wealthier classes. One was the patricians. They were the blue bloods. They had titles, they had ancestry, nobility. Frequently, however, they didn't have any money to back them up. But who cares? It's all on the name, isn't it? They were the plebeians. You often hear someone call someone a plebe. They were the commoners. But not really. They were the nouveau riche, as we would define people nowadays. But they didn't have nobility or titles. But they had the ka-ching. They still looked down upon. They wanted that recognition. And maybe if they married a patrician, they would get it. I wrote an article today entitled The Allure of Elitism. Many people want to join the crowd. How can you not? You have young people that want to be a part of cliques, all the way to people my age and even older. It's hard not to follow your heart and your mind, and we all get lost sometimes. At least I did for a short period. I thought about going against what I believe were my system of beliefs just to go along with some of what the narrative was at the time. It was a short time in my life, and I'm glad I recovered from that. Since that time, I've been who I am, pretty authentic for those people who know me. I don't get caught up in the allure of elitism. Now, I navigate many worlds. I've met some of the most educated people. Well, I've met a span of people from extremely educated to those who are not so formally educated. Does not mean they're not intelligent. I don't equate intelligence with education. That's not a valid measure. Do not get me wrong. You have to be able to study and pay attention to get an education if you're doing it the right way. But there are many geniuses out there that barely have a high school degree, if they even do. So that's not always a measure. It's easier to broaden your horizons as an educated person, but sometimes that intelligence is covered up and submerged. So watch out for those people that think because they have those degrees. And I can say that because I have one myself. Does not always mean they're the best and brightest. I say all this because I wrote an article, as I said, called The Allure of Elitism. And I talk about the sirens. And for those of you who know ancient Greek mythology, you will recognize the sirens. For those of you who don't, I'll just let you know who they are, so you'll better understand the article. But the sirens are considered these beautiful melodic voices. And the sailors were out on the ocean. They would lure them in. Their voices were mesmerizing. And soldiers were hypnotized by their voices. And they often would crash and die. The sirens lure them to their demise. We can all be lured by these things. I think it's important for us to all pay attention to what's most important. Now, you might say, you snob about some things, darling? You betcha. Beautiful shoes, beautiful clothes. But most of all, beautiful souls. That's number one to me. I'm Darlene Corbett, the UnStuck expert. If you would like to learn more about how to reset your mindset to get unstuck, I invite you to visit my website. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I'd love to be that teacher.